depend on it.
Sunday Morning Atlanta with Eric Taylor and our guest this morning, Bobby Stoner and Wes Davis of the United States Fugitive Apprehension Bounty Service out of Smyrna. Yes, they are bounty hunters. And what do you say to somebody, let's suppose you have a nephew who's gotten in trouble and he says, Uncle Joe, you know, I'm going to straighten out. I'm not going to use that dope anymore. I swear, just sign this bond and get me out of here and I'll be a new man. What should he do?
Well, he should really think about what he's doing. Because like we mentioned before, when you sign a piece of paper and you don't read it, you don't know what you're signing.
Well, even if you read it.
The best thing to do with any person who has an alcohol or some type of drug problem is to try to get them some type of help before you get them out, or as some type of ruling from a judge that before that person's released, they have to go into a hospital or treatment.
You're not doing them any favors by getting them back out on the street with a bond.
You're not doing any favors at all for them.
And I guess they'd be the highest risk people to not show up, and then you're out your money, which could involve losing your house or something else, right?
Well, everybody wants to help people. And whether it's your family, your friends, you want to say yes, but you can't always say yes.
You take a tremendous risk when you sign a bond for somebody else. What these fellows are telling you is don't do it lightly. Michelle from Norcross, you're on AM 750 WSB.
Oh, thank you. Good morning. Could you give me your opinion of women being in your profession?
Women bounty hunters?
Yeah.
We don't have any with us. They have been some very, very good women bounty hunters. There's a legendary lady bounty hunter in New Orleans, Louisiana, that tracks people down. And she's been hurt quite a bit, too, but she does her job, and she does it well.
Is that right? Well,
do you have an interest in doing this, Michelle?
Well, it sounds somewhat attractive. I mean, it sounds like you could really seriously get hurt if you make the wrong move.
Well, what type of experience do you have?
What type of experience? As far as bounty hunting, none.
None. Or
anything in law enforcement or anything of that nature?
Very little. Just read a lot.
What does it take to be a good one, guys? Man or woman, what does it take to be a good bounty hunter?
Determination. Determination. That would be the biggest thing that you have to have is determination.
What type of educational background?
You really do not have to have, as far as the educational background goes. Most people that get into this type of thing have done security, private investigation, or have formal police training, or have been deputy sheriffs, or something of that nature.
It seems there's a natural path into it from that. It's kind of rare that people would just come off the street and be a bounty hunter. But thanks very much for the call, Michelle. If somebody were coming to you and said, Wes and Bobby, I know this is my life, I want to do it, would you take them on as an apprentice, or would they have to prove something to you first?
Well, first of all, I would have to check some of their background. I would have to find out where they've been, and then maybe I might take them out in the field on maybe a small misdemeanor or something, and keep them in the background, because I wouldn't want them to get hurt. I like to let them know what it's all about to start with. It's nothing to play with. This is for real.
What do you think people would be most surprised about if they could tag along with you and see what you do?
Their hair stand straight up.
Tell me another story. Make my hair stand up.
Well, let's get one. We went to Knoxville. Got this young man, and me and my partner, and we finally talked his wife into turning him in. And we stayed there. You took over there, Wes. How many hours did we stay there?
Oh, we were there from the time we finally located him, from the time we got there till we located him, probably 6 or 8 hours.
So you guys must be masters of persuasion. You wore her down for 6 or 8 hours?
Well, it took some time to locate them.
Oh, once you actually found them, yeah.
They had moved several times, but once we located them, yes, we did keep talking to her. They had 2 young kids, and he was out of work and things like that was one reason that he claimed that he couldn't go to court because he didn't have the money to pay his fines and things like that. But to me, that's no excuse.
Well, how would you answer something like that when he said it to you?
Simply that he should have been in court, that if he had have tried to have called his bondsman, that the bondsman would have done anything he could to try to help him.
They will work with them.
They will be glad to work with them.
Most certainly.
They will do anything they can to help them, as long as they will stay in contact. But once you run and you leave, they're not going to help you anymore.
See, you got to play games because these people are playing games. In other words, sometimes I'm the good guy and he's the bad guy, and it's reversed.
How would that work?
We work on their mind, reverse psychology and positive thinking.
Okay, so let's say you're coming in, Bobby, and you're being tough, and Wes is being the nice
He's
guy.
trying to cool me down and...
Good cop, bad cop.
Right on, right on.
Has that been effective in getting people
It
to
does.
cooperate?
It does work. It really
does
does.
work.
You'd be
It's been
surprised
real effective.
how you use it.
The teamwork between you two guys must be tremendous. You must be able to read each other's minds.
When we
We
hit
do.
when we hit the street, we know exactly. We don't ask who goes the front door. We don't go who hit the back door. We know what we do when we hit the street, because you only got one time. When you step to that front door, they know you can't back up. If you ever back up, you might well just hang up your rock and roll shoes.
872-0750 or 1-800-WSB-TALK if you want to talk to these interesting guys. Today's bounty hunters, Wes Davis and Bobby Stoner of the United States Fugitive Apprehension Bounty Service. Have you ever confronted someone that you tracked down and they just right away started shooting?
Well, we've not actually had anybody shoot at us. We've had them pull guns on us, pull knives on us, pull ball bats.
Can you size up if somebody pulls something on you, whether they're going to use it or they're just doing it as a threat?
Well, normally it is a threat. But, you know, like I said, with all the problems with alcohol and drugs and things of that nature that people are on nowadays, you never know what their intention is.
You may not be dealing with a rational person by a
Right.
long shot.
That's very
Exactly
true.
right.
You take a man, and if he's got a revolver in his hand or a shotgun, you can pretty much tell if you look at his eyes, sweat on his hands. It depends. A professional keep his eyes on you. He'll never blink, and he knows what he's doing to start with. A man with a shotgun, I'm very scared of. A man with a pistol, even though he's an expert, if he ever snaps, I'll kill him on the spot.
872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Jane from Marietta, you're on AM 750 WSB.
Hi. My family is in the bonding business in another state nearby, and I didn't get in on the first part of this program, but I wondered if you could give their telephone number and their how they charge and just some general information so we could get in touch.
Let's have you talk a little bit about the financial arrangement. We'll also toss out the phone number, too. But if somebody needs your kind of help, what should they do?
Well, the normal charge would be anywhere from 20 to 25% of what the total bond is on the person.
Do you need some money up front just to get going?
Normally we charge like 5% of that up front as expense.
Okay, and this is yours regardless of whether you're successful or not.
Yes, because you never know how much expense is going to be incurred.
What
And
percentage of the time are you successful in bringing in your man or woman?
We're
That's
85 to 90%,
at least.
and it could be better. It could be 95 to 98%. The problem is when you spend so much money that if you have a small bond, say it's $700 or $800, and you locate somebody in California, by the time you spend out what money it took to track them down, it's not worth spending the money to go pick them up. It's better to just go ahead and pay the bond off through the court system.
Let's have them give your phone number here. If people want to get in touch with you, a number that they should call.
428-7422.
Hey, if you'd like to talk to them, here they are. They've got some fascinating stories to tell. Wes Davis, Bobby Stoner, at AM 750 WSB. This is Sunday Morning Atlanta.